As you all know, both parties have been failing working people for many years. There have always been talks of a third party, but thanks to Trump, I think we're as close to a third party as we've ever been. We have a poll covered by The Hill that reads the following: almost half of Republicans would join the Trump party poll. Nearly half of Republicans say they would abandon the party as it is currently structured and join a new party if former President Trump was its leader, according to a new poll released Sunday. A Suffolk University USA Today poll found that 46% of Republicans said they would abandon the GOP and join the Trump party if the former president decided to create one. Only 27% said they would stay with the GOP, with the remainder indicating they would be undecided. We feel like Republicans don't fight enough for us, and we all see Donald Trump fighting for us as hard as he can every single day, a Republican and small business owner in Milwaukee told the newspaper. But then you have establishment Republicans who just agree with establishment Democrats and everything, and they don't ever push back. So I'm outright going to say that I have a biased point of view on this. It would greatly serve my interest if Donald Trump created a third party, because Republicans would probably never win another federal election again. And again, as a progressive, that's a very good thing. There's more to it than just quote unquote being a progressive, but I just want to get my bias out there, and I'll try to be as fair as possible when talking about this. Take what I say with that in mind. So I really think Trump should do it. He should create a third party and take almost half of the Republican Party with him. He has such a stronghold on the Republican Party that it would honestly probably outright ruin them. It would ruin the corporate sellouts who are trying to deny people voting rights and have essentially been wrong on most major issues that we can think of. These establishment Republicans, I mean. They were wrong on climate change. They were wrong on the pandemic in the early days. They're wrong on the minimum wage. They're wrong on trying to cut Social Security. They're wrong in deregulating fossil fuel companies. They're wrong with trickle-down economics. If I keep going, they'll be here all day. I'll be here all day. Long story short, I welcome the destruction of the establishment Republican Party in any way that it can happen. And it's kind of funny, I'm saying this with like a stupid grin on my face, but if they really helped people, if the Republican people really helped people and their whole gimmick wasn't to serve corporations while forgetting about workers and pretending to be Christian, I would have a different view. But since that's who they are, fuck them. Trump, destroy them, dude. Mitch McConnell came after you. He turned his back on you. We have Republican senators who voted to convict you. Turn on their ass. Fuck them. We also need to take a moment to actually think about why almost half of the Republican Party would join Trump. There are a lot of reasons why people like Trump instead of the Democrats or the establishment Republicans. And I want to touch on why I think the quote in this article is so important. The small business owner from Milwaukee says that he believes Trump is out there fighting for working people every day, and that Trump is not like an establishment Republican who sides with establishment Democrats. This tells me two important things: that people still believe that campaign Trump from 2016 exists, and that people are willing to buck the Republican Party if they believe somebody is working for them. For anyone out there who is still a Trump fan because they thought he was anti-establishment and not an establishment Republican, I hate to tell you, but he is an establishment Republican. I wish he was campaign Trump and that he actually fought the establishment and drained the swamp, but it's not even close. Like, when you actually look at what he's done as president, it's not even close. So it's kind of like that, Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars, that's Trump. He was supposed to destroy the establishment, not join them. Because, okay, hear me out on this one. Trump said he would keep jobs in America, right? That's one of his biggest things. He ultimately ended up outsourcing more jobs than President Obama. He criticized Joe Biden for creating kids in cages, but Trump is the one who kept them there. He said he would decrease the deficit, but he ended up exploding it to record levels while giving tax cuts to the richest and forgetting about working people. Remember when he said he would bring back our troops from overseas and invest in infrastructure? The best that we got from that was a symbolic return. And the only infrastructure he ever fought for was a wall that never happened. Again, I'm a progressive, but I really, really, really wish Trump would have gone through with the wall, just because walls don't work. And it's just kind of like, it's funny, honestly. Now, here is my message to Democrats. You know that small business owner that talked about bucking the Republican Party because they weren't establishment, Republicans or Democrats? That small business owner and every other working person in this country is who you need to be reaching out to. The poll right there showed you how aligned they are with the establishment Republicans who agreed with establishment Democrats. I think if you took a moment to listen to those people who are struggling and actually champion for working class policies, you could inherit a significant chunk of the Republican voters who are tearing away from the Republican Party instead of Trump inheriting them. You, instead of Trump, can guarantee that you will always beat Republicans instead of losing voters because you refuse to help working people. That could be you. Take some notes. These people tell you exactly what they want. They want somebody to fight for them. That could be you. And I'm pleading, but I'm not going to hold my breath, that you guys will actually start giving a shit about working people. Thank you so much for listening to this video. Please hit the like if you like, dislike if you dislike, and hit subscribe if you would be so inclined to. Thank you so much, and let's keep fighting.